Hey everybody, before we get into the start of the video here, quick disclaimer. I watched the Nova stream with the reveals and the roadmap, and then I was taking notes, and I immediately hunkered down and started filming videos and editing them. After I filmed the videos, I went online and saw that Warhammer community had immediately uploaded stuff, and I didn't realize that was going to happen. I do know now. I know for the future. So this video is going to be part of the video where I thought we just had the stream information, and then at the end I've filmed a new part of the video that has my reaction to the Warhammer community stuff, and I think the result is pretty funny because the stream just straight up didn't include some of the information that the Warhammer community article did, and we'll just enjoy the video, and sorry for that lack of professionalism on putting all the pieces of information together. Welcome on in everybody to a Age of Sigmar video where we're going to talk about the roadmap that was revealed at the Nova Open, the stream that the Warhammer, it's probably still going on right now. I just kind of cut out once the 40K started to work on the Age of Sigmar content for it. So I put the roadmap in quotations because it really was a few sentences. It's pretty much as disappointing as it sounds. We'll go through what exactly they said, but why I say it's disappointing is because there was a lot of hope when they mentioned a roadmap, and now I've not been in the hobby for that long. It's been a year, since I joined, and so I don't really know the history of reveals like this, but I will say when they said roadmaps, people were actually pretty excited on Reddit, among other places online, and so it seemed like the fan base was expecting more of an actual like this faction, that faction, and so on, what was going to be coming out. But instead what we got were some very vague, this order or like a Grand Alliance will have a battletome in this part, and so anyway, we'll get into all the details right now. Let's just do it. Okay, so roadmap for Age of Sigmar, they talked about battletomes first, and they said that they are going to be re-examining battletomes, putting in more content, changing the layout of it, and based on how 4th edition's gone with all their updates, I have high hopes that this is, going to be a cool update. The battletomes already were very exciting books. Now, of course, there's less rules per faction, and I guess unless that changes in the battletomes, and so that might actually slim down the rules section. But they actually said more photography and rules content in the book. So could that potentially mean that we get, an expansion on the rules pretty quickly after the faction packs? Possibly. Could it mean that there's different types of rules content? Like, I know it could be really cool. For example, in the White Dwarf magazines, they have the orders, sir, where they go over tactics, and they talk about how you can actually, play the game and learn how to be a better player. How cool would it be to actually have some advice for your faction in your, actual battletome? That would be really cool with the pictures and hey, flip to the back to see the answer. I would love to see that type of content. Not that that's what they said was coming, just, me getting hopeful. They also said that every battle tome is going to have new lore, and that is the new lore since the Skaven Tide. Now, they already have a little bit of that in the core book, but this is going to be more in depth. So every single faction will have lore that, continues the storyline for this new edition into the Vermin Doom, into the, Second Age of Chaos, whatever you want to call it. And I do have a video by the way, about what happens to every single faction in Skaven Tide. What is the fallout and the consequences? All the information from the core book. So if you're interested in learning about that, you can go check out that video now. So other than kind of re-examining and re-updating, making the battletomes better in their opinion, we also do know, they didn't mention this, but we know that there's going to be, the lighter lighter types of battletomes that are coming that are going to be just rules, no lore and pictures and stuff. It's just going to be rules if you want to buy those. Otherwise, this is the roadmap. Okay, we're going to get through it in like a minute. So for the rest of 2024, they say a Chaos Battletome is coming, and a new narrative book is coming. It's going to be a General's Handbook, but for narrative play. that's actually really exciting. But that's it. 2024 Chaos Battletome and the new narrative book. The narrative book I'm pretty excited for, and depending on what it looks like, I'll get it, right? Depends on what it looks like, but I'm actually so interested in narrative play, and I would really love to check out like a big narrative book. I guess that's what Path to Glory is like in the core book, and it has a bunch of missions in there. So whatever this is, very curious, very, very curious. Okay, so that was 2024 Battletome narrative book. 2025 will be more Battletomes and more spearheads. So as the Battletomes come out, we're going to get more spearheads for those specific factions. They didn't mention if that includes having a new spearhead box with like 2 sides and whatever. Probably not. They'll probably let this one run for a while. But the first Battletome of 2025 is going to be Destruction. So Destruction's going to get a Battletome right off the bat in 2025, and then Death will get a Battletome in 2025. So if you are a fan of Order, or if you're a fan of Chaos and maybe your Chaos faction doesn't get picked in 2024, then you have to wait, at least several quarters into 2025 before you possibly have a chance of getting your Battletome. And I guess we'll kind of see how that all shakes out. I do actually want to mention too about the narrative book that obviously it can have a specific story that it's telling, and all the missions are going to be all relating to that scenario. Like for example, if they made a book that was specifically the Battle for Hellcrown, but something that could involve any other faction so that you can insert your faction in here, it could actually be like, your faction getting involved in Skaven Tide, the narrative book, and there'd actually be some story to read or whatever, and then put your models in the place of the armies fighting to get the chance to do, very, very specific storyline in battle. That could be really cool. Otherwise, I think it might just be like a general, like, you're the one coming up with your backstory, and here's a bunch of scenarios for you. But we already got a ton of that in the core book, so I don't know. All right, so I'm actually back. I just edited and put up a video for the Stormcast reveals, and then after doing that, realized that Warhammer community had put up some posts. So I'm very sorry for putting this in at the end of the video. I thought I was gonna have to refilm the whole thing, but I think that, the reaction is still good. But what we do have some more information on are a few more specifics. So first of all, we can see that we have there's going to be the Stormcast Battletome. They're already showing it off, so there's no confusion about that. There's going to be a gamer edition as well, just like we learned with the Skaven Battletome. So we can see that it has like all the cards for all the units, whatever rebalancing happens, plus the new units, will all be there. But this is what the original, or the regular Battletome will look like. Pretty standard from what we've come to expect. The gamer one just has this, different kind of look to it. It's smaller. So I think it's a soft cover compared to the hard cover Battletome. So otherwise, we actually have a roadmap. Like, this is a picture of a roadmap. So why they didn't show this in the stream is beyond me. But either way, so far in 2024, we have the new edition. We've got the Dawnbringers comes to an end, and now we have the new chapter, the new game mode. Okay. So in 2024, we're going to get Skaven, Stormcast, and Slaves to Darkness. So the Chaos, faction that they said would come is going to be Slaves to Darkness. Now, in 2025, all factions they have all factions. I think it meant to say, all grand alliances. It has all the symbols here are going to get featured, obviously, but it says here spearheads for destruction. Specifically, we're going to see Oryx War Clan, which will be 2 different ones, I guess, because they'll be, our split orc, factions, and then Gloomspite Gits. Okay, very cool. Then Death. Okay, they didn't give us everything. They gave us most things. They didn't give us everything. And it says at the bottom here, it says army boxes and spearheads. And so you'll get army boxes, probably with brand new models for all these factions that are coming here, and then brand new spearheads for all of them with the new sculpts included in them. And at that point, what you'll have on your hands if you've already collected this faction is the ability to choose 2 different spearheads for your faction, right? Just like with Stormcast with Skaven, you can pick 2 different ones right now. And so for Auric and Gloomspite, you're going to have your old Vanguard turned spearhead, and then the new ones, plus the army box, which I guess will be different in that it might not have all the same exact contents as the spearhead, but this is a way better roadmap. This answers like most of my complaints that I had earlier in this video. So maybe I'll put a quick disclaimer at the start of the video talking, saying like, oh, if I get all doom and gloom, guess what? Later on I find out about this. And that's it. That's the roadmap. Very, very cool. So otherwise, I guess I'll go to my outro that I already filmed. Okay, so that's it. That's the roadmap. It was really as vague as that. Not a lot of details. I'm sure someone smarter than me can glean even more information out of that or make some, guesses as to certain things, but I'm not going to do that. So we're going to get out of here. I appreciate everybody stopping by and let me know what you think in the comments. Was this roadmap a bit of a letdown? Yes. Am I still super excited about the future? Oh, 100%. This also means that, Cities of Sigmar isn't coming out anytime soon. So those dwarves are really safe to play with for, some time to come, another year at least. So there's a little silver lining for some people. Okay. All right. See you all in the next video.